So this video that I'm about to put on here, it's going to consist of 3 different videos, each having different sounds and responses. It's from our Sasquatch hunting that we decided to do on the 6th of August, and it's the first night we went and got some interesting responses, and after the videos I'll post what we saw or heard, more or less, and felt and smelled, because it was interesting. It was an interesting night. The first video is from my GoPro that was on my shoulder. Now you'll hear one of the investigators do a call who was at base camp, and then after that, before I make my call, you'll hear a knock, and then I'll do a call. It's very quick, it's right after, and then you'll hear the other investigator a little bit later make another call, and then I'll do another call, and my voice will break when I call, and then you can't quite hear it on the audio on that camera, but there was a response, and I end up saying, well, I don't know who that was. My voice broke. Now the second video, you won't hear the knock. Different camera, same location with me, but there's no knock. You can't hear it. For some reason it didn't pick it up. I don't know if because the mic on that camera was aimed in a different direction that it didn't pick it up, but you can't even hear the knock on it. And then you'll hear the investigator at base camp call, my call, then he'll call again, and then I call, broken voice again, and then after that my response to hearing something else call. If you listen hard enough, you can faintly hear something, but it's not strong enough as the last video. A third video was taken at base camp. It's dark, it's black, it was taken on a cell phone. However, You'll hear him call. He had heard before he started recording a call, so he started recording. And then after he heard that call, he made another call, heard me, mistook me for a something, not me. He mistook me for something else. And then he did another call. I did my call, you can hear it, me breaking up. And then right after he says that's an investigator, you hear the long drawn out call, and it wasn't a quick one, it was drawn out. So take with it what you want. We don't know what it was, but it was interesting that we got a response nonetheless.
Did you hear that? I tried to turn the camera back on, but I don't know whether I turned it on in time. There was a long, drawn out response. Kind of a high pitch. Almost sound like a girl. I say girl, but more like a female. Gonna do a call again. Did you hear that? That was a definite response. I'll give it a try again. That was an investigator. That was not an investigator. I hope you heard that. That was incredible. It came from back the way we came in. As I was first got set up here, I did the first couple wood knocks. I heard behind me, down in the hollow, about a quarter of a mile away, a definite wood knock in response. About 5 minutes after that, I heard a whoop that was towards the direction that you were. And it was faint. I'm hoping that I got it recorded with my phone, but we'll have to see what happens with that. This makes, I don't know, 100th time I've been in these woods in my life, had a campfire set up, and have heard what people would define as Bigfoot. Back in the day, we didn't have any kind of technology. And even if we did, wouldn't have known how to use it. I remember specifically the first Bigfoot that I ever saw was approximately half a mile from here, from our location. And it was in a log landing. Now I had an older ATV, it was a 3-wheeler. And I was shining the light kind of down in there. To be honest with you, I was spotlighting for deer. 15-year-old kid out in the woods, that's what I was doing. I didn't have a gun, just looking. And there was a log pile about that high, about 6.5 feet. And I saw a complete head and shoulders behind that log pile. When the light hit it, it was moving at first, and then it stopped. And I sat there with the light on it. It seemed like 5 minutes. Probably wasn't 30 seconds. And it turned and walked away. Now that log pile and that log landing was approximately 35, 40 yards long. And it seemed to me like it didn't take 5 or 6 steps, and it was down over the hill and out of sight. Without a doubt, this area, there's something here. You can call it what you want, but I believe I have seen Bigfoot.
So, I was about 5 feet from my stopping location when he started making his wood knocks and whoops. When we finally got to that tree we were at, I heard the knock that he heard down in the hollow. That was about the only response that I heard. After that, I may or may not have heard the whoop that he talked about, but there was a lot of coyote activity going on towards our left, so I wasn't sure whether or not it was actually the whoop or not. But I heard the knock definitely down in the hollow. This is my first time ever doing this, and it was chilling and fun. I loved it. And this is the first time that I've ever heard a response from a Sasquatch while squatching.
But I heard a knock down from me, probably diagonally from me, and it's almost like something hitting a rock. Not on a tree, but on a rock, because it was totally different sound. And then after you did your first few calls, I heard something down off to the right. I'm like, oh, that don't sound like him. And it was in response, because it was not very long after you made your call. It was down over the hill from us. It was distant. Now, something that is not on our debrief, because it was over with, we were packing up. When we started to pack up, we had a table up there. I was starting to put stuff back in, and we got the smell of wet dog, which many people who have claimed to see Sasquatch claim that a strong odor. Some have claimed that it has smelled like a wet dog. So it was quite interesting at the end of the night when we were getting ready to leave, that all of a sudden we're smelling a wet dog. Now, there was nothing there, no animal or person there that smelled, let alone of a wet dog. But we smelled it at the end of the night, right before we were taking the trail cams down. And it was interesting. And it was strong, pungent. So, we didn't debrief on that, but it was very strong smell.